Hey, you know what time of day it is. That's right. It's time for a coffee break. Loves me some coffee. What is your favorite coffee or tea or beverage? For me, it has to be 8 o'clock coffee. That's what I buy. Get it out the Walmart, and it is just the original 8 o'clock coffee is my absolute favorite. At any rate, welcome to another installment of Coffee Break. This is the daily show, Monday through Friday. I post new videos at 9 a.m. where we can go back and forth in the comments. You can ask your questions about life, career, finance, technology, business, whatever, and we'll discuss it in the show. It's not really a show. It's more of a daily diary kind of thing. But that being said, let's get started. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is that I am finally going to be switching back from my MacBook Pro to my Windows PC within the next week. And actually, I'm very, very excited to be doing that. Not that running Windows in a virtual machine using Parallels is bad, because it's actually quite good, but because I have a lot going on in Windows, and the fans will ramp up on this thing, and my wife's MacBook Pro is getting pretty long in the tooth. This is 2010. So I want to get it back to her. And I really want to use my ultra-wide monitor with the PC and get everything hooked up and set up. And I've also did this crazy layout in my office where I've got my desk facing the only window in the room, and in the morning when the sun comes through, it blasts my face and my eyes, and I can't really handle that. So by next weekend, hopefully I'll have everything switched back over, because I upgraded the video card, and so everything seems to be working normally now, or pretty well on it. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. Also, the MacBook Pro, the 2010, I'm going to wipe that and get it all brought up to date. And I'm going to be basically using it for the Canon EOS utility, which allows you to stream the video as you're recording it onto your computer, which is really, really nice. Maybe I ought to look at a 7-inch monitor, as you can actually get quite decent ones for around $200. So I might do that instead. I don't know, but at any rate, switching back to my beloved PC. Not that there's a thing wrong with Mac. This is not a rant about Macintosh or who's better. It's simply for the nature of my work and what I do. It's just better to have everything running on my desktop PC. So yeah, I'm getting kind of excited about doing that. So let's get to some of the questions that you left me in the last episode or so. Let's see. First question comes from Gary Burgess, who writes, what's your favorite, most valuable low-tech device thing or approach to something? What I like about some low-tech things is a very small chance of a failure, like a paper filing cabinet or acoustic piano. I would have to say my chair. It's a very, very important piece of low-tech, but I spend so much time in it. I actually bought one on Amazon. I don't recall the model, but it's a comfortable chair, and it was worth the purchase price. I think I paid like $200 for it, if I'm not mistaken. But its work turned out to be a really sound purchase for me. Next question comes from Rafael Toro. Hey, thanks, Mr. Bruce, for your video. Let's pretend I want to start a YouTube channel. In your opinion, what is the best budget-friendly camera to start, and why? Well, first off, almost everybody has a smartphone, and a lot of YouTubers get started using their smartphone. Use what you already have. You can't be any more budget-friendly than that. And the cameras in a lot of smartphones are downright excellent and just great for making YouTube videos. But if you've got a little bit of money to spend, then I would take a look at a couple different options here. Now, there's just too many to actually cover depending on what the budget is and what everything you're going to be using it for. But one of them I really, really like is the Panasonic DMC ZS45. Now this is about a $300 point and shoot. But what I like about it, it has a nice flip up screen, so you can vlog with it and have a nice 3-inch LCD display to see yourself and to frame the shot as shoots 1080p. It's got decent autofocus on it, performs fairly well in low light situations, and the predecessor can be found for around about $200, and that's the DMC ZS35. So that would be about a $300 camera. If you're looking for a deal on a DSLR, I just happened to catch that Monoprice currently has a Canon T5i with 18 to 35 millimeter lens for $399. So $400 gets you into a very nice DSLR that could serve you well for a long time to come. So there's just a lot of different options out there. You know, there's GoPro clones out there that can be had for under $100, shoots 1080p, some of them even 4K for under $200 if that's the avenue you want to go. So it's really up to you on you know what you know where you want to be at with your budget that way. Let's see what other questions we have on here. Bruce, what's your favorite thermal paste to use? Arctic Silver, and I haven't had to use that in a long time. Let's see what else we got. Oh, people talking about my GTA 5. I could stream it from the Xbox to my PC. That's one idea. Return the game and get the PC version was another idea. Do something about the timing of when I play games. So here's the deal is that my PC is in my office. I spend all day in my office. I really like to just get out of here, and we have our television in our bedroom and my Xbox, and I just kick back and, you know, get the controller in place. So actually playing it here in the office isn't such a good idea for me. So I don't know. We're still working on that. A number of people responded to my questions about the Oscars. You folks don't seem to particularly care for actors congratulating themselves. Some people just didn't like the politics of it all. I get that. Let's see, what other questions do we have here? Here's a good one. Hey Bruce, this is from Drew Johnson. Hey Bruce, I love your vids. I'm 18 years old, planning on going to college for a media degree. Kudos. My program consists of audio, video, broadcasting, and some web design. In my last few months, before beginning college in fall, I'm interested in starting a small beginner business for video editing, then expanding to recording after school begins so I can rent the equipment in my local area. Do you have any tips for someone starting a small business for the first time? Thanks for taking the time to read. You are welcome. Hey, congratulations on wanting to start your own business. Great thing to do. If you've never had a business before and you've never professionally done video editing, one thing that kind of concerns me is that you're not able to actually do the entire product. So I guess you're going to be depending on other people to provide footage, and then you will edit it for a fee. Best piece of advice I can think of right off the bat is perhaps you might want to actually get a job or intern with a production company as opposed to opening up your own, throwing out your own shingle in the very beginning. That way you can learn the ins and outs of your trade. That's where you really learn, and you won't make catastrophic mistakes because there's other people to help you, and you'll learn things like billing, and you'll learn about the taxes and insurance and how the business end of it operates, because there's a lot more than just editing the video. There's going out, getting clients, networking, advertising, promotion. There's, winning the business. There's negotiating contracts. There's a lot to it. So it might be time well spent to intern or work at a production company before you do that. And I really would think it would be best if you are able to actually record the video, edit it, and deliver a final product. But I like the way you're thinking, though. Good for you. Any other questions here? Serious question. Metrogilla, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, writes, thank you for your answer. I think you asked me about coffee the other day. Now a serious question. Your thoughts on Ryzen. Is this the winning battle for Red Team? in the red team versus blue team war raging for years. Well, it's definitely a shot across the bow. It challenges Intel's dominance in the marketplace. It's good for consumers because for most of us, we really never considered AMD to be an option when it comes to a machine with a CPU. I mean, you kind of find them on the very, very low dollar stuff. So yes, this, as a matter of fact, if you'll notice, a number of resellers like Newegg and others are beginning to offer major discounts on Intel CPUs, or lowering the price and substantially in order to maintain market share. So it's good for consumers as well. Question, how do you feel about the Nintendo Switch? I think it's a great device. It's certainly got a great niche in the market. Nintendo is associated with family-friendly entertainment. The games, I think there's a lot more easier to play casual type games out there available for Nintendo. I like the controllers on it. I think they're great. The ability to use it as a handheld or a console. I just think they have a winner on their hands there for what it is. This is not a device that's going to replace your home entertainment center. It's not what it's trying to do. It's not a device to do 4K, gaming in Battlefront or Battlefield, I should say, Call of Duty, something like that. It's not what. That's not the market. I believe it's a more casual gamer device, and I think it's going to do very, very well in its genre. I think the price might be a little bit high coming out the gate. Well, I think I've seen an MSRP of around $280, something like that for it. I think it's just a little on the pricey side. But I think the Nintendo is doing something very, very smart there. Have you got your NAS set up? This is from Richard Dale. Have you got your NAS set up, Bruce? Are you happy with it? Yes, it's set up, and I'm extremely, extremely happy with it. It's performing very well. I haven't even begun to explore all the capabilities this thing has to offer. So, every time that I log into the interface and start looking around different packages and so forth for it, I am just extremely pleased with what I see. Okay, so that's going to wrap up today's coffee break. As always, I want to leave your questions down below. It's a chance for us to interact, not necessarily in real time, but for at least to have a conversation. So ask your questions, life, money, career, technology, whatever. And someone asked me about the RX, how do I like the RX 480? Have not been able to put it through its paces entirely. However, I will tell you I've seen maybe about a 5 to 10% improvement in render times in Vegas, which is dog slow at rendering to begin with. So, hey, that's good news. All right, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m.